for Solana investors. Yes, so up 10% here on the day as VanEck officially files for a Solana spot ETF. This is a huge milestone for the altcoin, which now becomes next after Bitcoin and supposedly Ethereum now to be in line for a spot ETF. If you guys have been following my videos, this is something I called a while ago. As it was becoming clear that the Ethereum one would eventually become approved, we then made a video which says who would be next. And in that video, I said Solana, I said XRP could be in the running, as well as Cardano. And you can see that Solana ends up being one which has now had an official S1 filing placed for it. So VanEck placed this filing and markets are feeling very, very in the mood for Solana right now. Now, we need to understand something. Why is it the markets are excited here? It's not just the fact that the ETF has been filed. It's the fact that we've now had a precedent of what has been accepted by the SEC. You have to remember, when the SEC approved Bitcoin as a spot ETF, that's one thing. You have approved a proof of work consensus mechanism cryptocurrency. But when they improved Ethereum in its current guise after ETH 2.0, you're now approving a proof of stake altcoin, a smart contract platform with dApps built on it, without an unknown founder like Satoshi. You know who Vitalik is, you know who the founding members are. And similarly, now you're seeing Solana list, which is also proof of stake. So the hopes now for an approval of Solana ETFs, people are thinking it's just a matter of time before we get one. And I'm in that camp as well. The reason why the Ethereum bit is such a big step is because once Ethereum's one's approved and listed, then you expect a lot of these others to be approved as well. So nice big movement here in Solana. In fact, in hindsight now, you could see that a couple of days ago you started seeing the price move. Potentially that was because of it holding the 200 exponential average, but now this is a big candle. Now, what you do want to see on this candle is you want to use this momentum from today to close above your EMA ribbon. It's super close now, but it'd be good if Solana can just go a few more percent here and get above the $151 mark and close above that today. That would allow it to recapture the daily EMA ribbon and it could set them up for a big move. And it's crazy to think that just a while ago, this was a project which was really struggling, right? After the whole Alameda collapse, the whole Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX fraud, I mean, Solana was really in the ringer. But even separate from that, Solana has had its own issues, right? I've said it very clearly on this channel that I hold Solana. I was lucky enough to get a really low cost basis in the early 20s and even late teens. But for me, there's been many aspects where Solana just hasn't been perfect, right? In terms of their downtime, in terms of what happens to their network when it shuts down, like it's a problem for a layer one solution. But that being said, we can never doubt the fact that the adoption curve for Solana is very steep. The speed, the adoption of Solana is definitely next after Ethereum in terms of altcoins. And so that is one of the reasons why you cannot sleep on a project like this. It's the reason why I didn't sell Solana. I mean, when I hold Solana in my portfolio, I'm holding it as a project which I want to move fast and break things. I don't want them to be perfect. In fact, I'll give you the opposite example. I also hold some Cardano in my portfolio. Now, do I expect Cardano to have downtime like Solana? Hold up! Do you want to learn how to trade? Then you need to jump into our Telegram community. Link is in the description. In our Telegram community, I share my altcoins. I share how I do my trade setups, how I do my stop losses and take profit, so you could learn to become a profitable trader. Check it out. Link is in the description. Absolutely not. I wouldn't tolerate it, right? I'd be thinking to sell at that point. Why? Because I'm holding Solana as a project which moves slowly but does things methodically. I'm holding Solana for the opposite. So Cardano, I want them to move slowly, peer-reviewed, all that stuff. But with Solana, I want you to move fast. I want you to have crazy adoption. I want you to have impressive speed, impressive throughput. And then if you have a bit of weak security, okay, we understand. If you have some outage, it's because you're pushing the boundaries. Now, we know in crypto, particularly in the layer one space, we've got this what's known as a blockchain trilemma, right? Between decentralization, scalability, and security. And so we know that pretty much all layer one solutions, some claim that they've solved this, but none in the top 5 cryptocurrencies. They have this problem. You can have one, you can't have, you're always going to be giving up on one of the prongs of these triangles. And so when I invest in layer one solutions, I understand and accept it. right? So with Solana, I accept the fact that they may have downtime, they may break things, because I want them to break things. Similarly with the stock market, let's say something like Facebook. When you were investing in Facebook 10, 15 years ago, you wanted them to break things, right? If you would invest in Facebook, you probably wouldn't care about the Cambridge Analytica story and all the bad things that Zuckerberg did. Why? Because you wanted them to move fast and get to 1 billion users. Similarly with crypto, you have to understand when you're investing in certain altcoins, none of them are really perfect per se on paper, right? They all have strengths, they all have weaknesses. Which ones do your altcoins have? And therefore understand that. And Solana's proving some strength here, and we're seeing it in good shape here. Now, there is a few caveats I have to mention with Solana, because it'd be remiss of me not to be honest with you guys. You have to understand, if you're investing in Solana, that there are a lot of VCs in Solana. Right? There are a lot of VCs. There's a lot of people who have really low cost bases in Solana. I mean, I just shared with you my cost bases, and to be honest, mine is super high compared to some of these billionaires who would have been buying Solana, well before we got access to it. And when they've seen Solana ride all the way down to single digits to now be back at $150, you've got to be thinking that there will be some sell pressure. And so I do want you guys to watch out for that. That is one of the concerns here with Solana, is every time it hits a milestone in price, there's going to be an incentive for some of these bigger players, these billionaires, the people who've got super low cost bases, to start trimming some profits and moving into other projects as well. So don't FOMO in. You guys know the rules. You know, I've shared it with you guys time and time again. Don't chase FOMO, right? Buy from positions of strength. Now, speaking of positions of strength, on the weekly EMA ribbon, you're buying at a good point here. You're buying at the retest. Now, of course, today's not ideal because you're literally chasing the pump. But from a weekly perspective, you're seeing that Solana, along with the rest of the market, is down about, well, earlier it was down a lot more, but now it's still down 28%, right? So you're down 28% on about since March. Not too bad, right? This is what I mean about buying from positions of strength. When the market is fearful, like we saw over the last couple of weeks, this was down at 36 2 days ago. It was at 46 yesterday and 40 today. Markets are a little bit fearful. We finally got enough of a pullback that people are a little bit panicked. And so you can see that many altcoins, I mean, if we take a look at Ethereum, sitting up just here at near its EMA ribbon, but many altcoins are well below. Look at Phantom, well into its EMA ribbon. Let's take a look at something like Cardano. Cardano well below its EMA ribbon, right? Avalanche below its EMA ribbon as well. Let's take a look at Polkadot below its EMA ribbon, Chainlink below its EMA ribbon. These are moments of nervousness, and this is what I mean when I say don't chase the green candles, buy from position of strength. This is a position of strength. That up there is not a position of strength, right? That's chasing FOMO. And so if you take this example on Chainlink, for example, if you're chasing the FOMO up there versus where you're at now, even 38% difference. And that's what I mean. So if you're looking to get a position in Solana, be patient, wait for pullbacks, wait for bad days. Don't just chase the FOMO. But one thing we do know for sure is once the ETF officially gets approved, assuming, others now start to file, like Fidelity, maybe BlackRock want one, other people start to file, then the SEC will probably play their game of delaying it for a couple of months as well. But eventually, like we see with the Ethereum, you'd expect it to be approved and then listed. And trust me, institutions are going to want access to Solana. Just like they want access to Bitcoin, just like they want access to Ethereum, some of them are going to want a more risky asset class, and Solana fits that bill perfectly for those chasing more yield. So exciting day for Solana investors. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Is this good news? Do you think eventually it'll be approved? Or do you think it's just a distraction and Solana will not get an ETF? Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.